Chargers. What's going on, Chargers fans? It's your boy Mayon Jones here, back at with another NFL record prediction. And this time we'll be doing our NFL record predictions for the LA Chargers for the 2024 NFL season. We're gonna get started here. I'm just gonna give you my game analysis to see which games I think the Chargers are going to win and which games I think the Chargers are going to lose. So before I give you my record prediction for the Los Angeles Chargers for 2024 NFL season, don't forget to put thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and comment down your opinion below to see how good you think the Chargers are going to be. Do you think they're going to make it back to the playoffs? Do you think they're going to win a division, or you think they're going to miss out on the playoffs again? Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Okay. All right, so week 1, they got to play at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously, this game right here is going to be a good one. This can definitely go either way. But obviously, I think the Chargers start things off with a win against the Raiders. I have a feeling that, the Raiders don't know who the quarterback is going to be, if it's going to be Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. I wouldn't trust one of these on the road, especially against a proven quarterback in Justin Herbert, which, he's a better quarterback than them. And especially, I think the Chargers have a better coach, in my opinion, a better coaching staff. And the Chargers at home, I think the fans going to be loud and all that, and LA will be pumped for this game. And I think Jim Harbaugh is going to get his guys going with this going. So, yeah, I like the Chargers here to win that game. Week 2 against the Panthers. This is a game that can definitely go either way. I can definitely see the Panthers winning this game because literally the Panthers, got more weapons on offense. They got a great offensive line, improved offensive line. They got a defense that's good but not great. I'm going to take the Chargers to win this game here on the road, even though it's in Carolina. I just have a feeling the Chargers are just an overall better team, better quarterback, better coaching staff. And, Bryce Young, I don't think he's that good. He has some upsides. I don't think he's that good. I think the Chargers defense will come to play to at least, give the Panthers offense and Bryce Young a ton of issues. And I think their secondary is pretty talented where I think they can slow down the Panthers receivers. So, yeah. So, I think the Chargers defense can definitely win them that game. All right, week 3, they got to play against the Steelers on the road. I think they dropped this game. Yeah, I feel like that's a game the Chargers can definitely win because of better quarterback and all that and all that. But I think the Steelers win this game because I think the Steelers are just a better overall team. And, they're at home in this game. And also, I just think their defense is going to give the Chargers offense tons of issue. They have a good pass rush that can really get after Justin Herbert. And I think their secondary can get sticky against an unwhelming receiving core of the Chargers. So, yeah, I think their defense can definitely win them this game. And I think the Steelers can definitely run the ball at them a lot. I think they can run the ball on them a little bit. So, yeah. I think Pittsburgh wins this game. Week 4 against the Chiefs. Obviously, in my Chiefs record prediction video, I had them splitting with the Chiefs, but I can definitely see them getting swept by them. But I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to say the Chargers, get the win at home against the Chiefs because the Chargers tend to play the Chiefs pretty close in some games. In some games, the Chargers end up blowing it. They just come up. They be up by a few points and they end up blowing it. I don't see it happening again. I think the offense of the Chargers can definitely win the game, but I think their defense can totally win them this game too. Because I think their defense have done a really good job so far, rattling Mahomes, getting after him. I think their pass rush can do it. I think they can do it again. And I think you got their secondary can be good enough to slow down the Chiefs pass catchers. And I think their O line is probably going to give Justin Herbert a lot of time and all that. And especially the Chiefs secondary, they don't got L'Jarius Sneed no more. And even though Justin Herbert doesn't have a lot of good weapons around him, I think he can definitely take advantage of that. So yeah, I like the Chargers here in that matchup. I like the Chargers to win at home. So they're 3-1 looking good, heading towards a bye week. And the Chargers, I kind of feel like, they could come close to like, the question is like, can they should they fight for a playoff spot? Like, I don't know. We'll have to see. Then after the bye, they got to play against the Denver Broncos. Obviously, um, I can definitely see the Chargers sweeping the Broncos because the Broncos don't know who the quarterback's going to be, whether it's going to be Zach Wilson or the rookie Bo Nix, which I don't really know. So, yeah. But by the way, I think the Broncos are going to. I think I kind of remember last year, the Broncos, swept them, which I don't see them doing again this year. I think they'll beat the Chargers once this year. Given that last year, they beat them twice because last year the Broncos defense did a really good job, like confusing Justin Herbert. And I think they can do it again. So, given that this game's in Denver, I'm gonna give the Broncos a win because Mile High is a tough place to play at and all that. So yeah, I say the Broncos win that game. Then week 7 against the Cardinals on a Monday. This game right here is gonna be fun to watch. This could definitely go either way. I kind of call this one of my trap games of the week because I went back and forth on one of the games because I kind of think the Chargers can win and the Cardinals can win and all that. But you know what? I want to leave that alone for just a bit, but I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of bold. I'm just gonna leave this a tie for now. Week 8, they gotta play against the Saints. Um, Obviously, this is a game that can go either way. I'm going with the Chargers here to win this game because the Chargers are at home. They have the better quarterback, in my opinion, and a better coach. And I feel like the Saints. I don't think they can. I don't like. I just kind of feel like the Chargers. Even though the Saints got more weapons on offense, I think the Chargers secondary could do a really good job, like like slowing the sound of the Saints receivers. And I think their pass rush is going to give the Saints offensive line some issues because I don't think the Saints O line is that good and they can't block. So I think the Chargers pass rush will come to play to like give Derek Carr tons of issues. But I think the Saints, if they can get Justin Herbert a tough time, I think the Saints can win this game. But I think the Chargers are overall going to win this game because the game's at home, and I think their defense is going to win them this game. And I think the O line can do a good job, like blocking the Saints and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much why I think the Chargers will win that game. Week 9 against the Browns, I got the Browns winning this game because the Browns are at home and they're deep, and they're just a better team overall. I think they're more talented than the Chargers, and I think they have a better defense. I just think the defense. I now understand, 2 years ago the Chargers did beat them in Cleveland, but I think Cleveland's gonna want that revenge from 2 years ago, where their kicker missed a field goal. But I think the Browns defense is gonna win them this game here, and even though Deshaun Watson stinks, I think the Browns offense are gonna do a good job keeping them clean in the pocket. And I just think, they can win their one-on-one matchups against the Chargers secondary. And I think they can run the ball on them really good. Like, I think they'll just run over your defense. I think they can run on your defense. And then also, the Browns pass rush can definitely give Justin Herbert that Chargers offense issues. And And I think, their secondary is pretty good, which I think they can find a way to at least like play sticky covers, especially against an underwhelming receiving core of the Chargers. And I think Jim Schwartz will give them a good game plan there. So yeah, I like the Browns here. Week 10 against the Titans. I'm giving them a win there at home because the Chargers are at home in this game, and they have the better coach and better quarterback. I think they're a better team overall. Like, I just think the Chargers pass rush is just going to give the Titans offense some issues. I think the Charger defense is definitely going to win them this game here. And they pretty much have a talented secondary that can really slow down the Titans receivers. And I think, you know, their O line can do a good job blocking the Titans, Because I don't know the Chargers are going to be able to run the ball, but I don't think the Titans will be able to run the ball really good. So, yeah. Um, Obviously, I think, the Chargers are going to win this game at home. Week 11 against the Cincinnati Bengals, I got the Bengals winning this game. Even though I think the Chargers own them, I think the Bengals are going to win this game on the road because, the Bengals are the better team overall, better quarterback, better coaching staff. And they pretty much got more skilled players on offense. They got more weapons on offense, that can really attack you and all that. Their O line is solid. Their defense is pretty good, which I think they can make life difficult on Justin Herbert, which they got a really good run defense and a great secondary that can like play sticky against an underwhelming receiving core. So yeah, I think the Bengals win this game. Week 12 against the Baltimore Ravens on a Monday night. This is a tricky one. Um, the Harbaugh brothers are kind of familiar with each other. I'm gonna come back to this one too because this is kind of tough. Week 13 versus the Falcons. Obviously, this is a game that could definitely go either way. Now, I kind of feel like a couple years ago the Chargers did beat them in Atlanta, but I think Atlanta's going to win this game here at home because the Falcons, I just feel like they're just an overall better team. They got better weapons on offense right now than the Chargers. They're at home, and I feel like it's going to be an offensive game. It could be a shootout. I think the Falcons' offense is just going to win them this game. I think they can do enough to control the game, keep Herbert on the sidelines. So, yeah, I think the Falcons' offense can win them this game. And I think, they can win their one-on-one matchups against the Chargers' secondary. So, yeah. And their O-line can do a good job controlling your pass rush. I think they can run the ball on you and all that. So, yeah. I think the Falcons win that game here. Then week 14 against the Chiefs, I actually got them splitting with the Chiefs, so I give them an L there because the Chiefs pretty much own the Chargers. They're a better team, better quarterback, better coaching staff. They're at home. And, the Chiefs got more to play for because they're going to, find a way to make the playoffs while, the Chargers, I don't think they're not going to have much to play for because I don't think the Chargers are going to be a playoff team this year. They could be looking into next year and all that. So yeah, and I think the Chiefs, win that game. Then next game against the Buccaneers. This is an interesting game. This is a game I can see the Bucs winning because they got more weapons on offense and they got a better defense than the Chargers. But I'm gonna take the Chargers. I mean, if this game was in Tampa, I could definitely pick the Bucs. But given that the game's in LA, I'm gonna take the Chargers because I just think the Chargers, I just think the Chargers can do enough offensively to move the ball. Like their O line is pretty solid. I think they'll find a way to control the Bucks pass rush. And I just kind of really feel like, The Chargers pass rush is pretty good, which I think they'll find a way to at least give Baker Mayfield some issues, and they pretty much have a great secondary that can really slow down the Bucks receivers. So yeah, I have a feeling that the Chargers are probably gonna win that game. So yeah, I think they can win it through their defense. Um, so yeah, especially they have a better quarterback and they're at home. So yeah, that's why. Next game against the Broncos in LA. I got them splitting with the Broncos, so I'll give them a win here because I have a better quarterback. They're at home in this game. They got a better coach, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much why. Week 17 against the Patrons. This is on a Saturday. I kind of went back and forth on this. Obviously, I'm gonna say the Patrons are gonna win this game because it's in New England and it could be cold there, which is a bad environment for the Chargers. And the Patrons got a really awesome defense that can really give the Chargers offense issues. Now I kind of remember last year that game was ugly and the Chargers, won like 6-0, which that was kind of like a weird game to watch. So yeah. So I think the Patrons can definitely win this game with their offense and their defense. As long as they can control the clock and keep, Herbert off the field, I think they can win this game. Especially, I think the defense will win them this game. So yeah, and especially the Patriots kind of own the Chargers at the line of scrimmage. So yeah, that's pretty much why. And then Week 18 against the Raiders, I got them losing to the Raiders because the games in Vegas was a tough place to play at. I think Antonio Pierce will get his guys going this game. So yeah. So right now I have the Chargers at 7-8-2. So which leads to the Cardinals and the Ravens. Now these are the Monday night games that they're playing against. Obviously, I think the Chargers are probably gonna at least like win one of these games or lose one of these games, in my opinion. So I'm gonna say they just lose to the Ravens because I think the Ravens are just a better team overall and have the better quarterback and the better coaching. And they kind of have a better defense and more weapons on offense than the Chargers do. So I think the Ravens win that game. And I'm probably going to say they just like beat the Cardinals because I think the Chargers are a better version of the Cardinals. And, the Chargers, kind of have like a better pass rush because I don't think the Cardinals have much of a pass rush to get after Herbert. So I think, the Cardinals secondary is very suspect. And I think Herbert can take advantage of that. So yeah, I think the Chargers, win this. But I'm gonna say the Cardinals, are just gonna win this game because Arizona's probably a tough place to play at, and I just kind of really feel like the desert, you could definitely fall asleep in that game, and I just have a feeling that the Cardinals, offensively can be explosive. Like I think Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride can be a really tough matchup for the Chargers deep secondary. And especially, their running game. I think the Cardinals can run the ball on them. They have a strong offensive line, but then they don't have a great defense. I think this could be a shootout, and I think the Cardinals offense can win this game by a touchdown. So yeah. So right now, I have the Chargers going 7-10. 3-3 in division, 4-8 in the conference, 6-2 at home, 1-8 away. I mean, that's very, very bad. So, I mean, when you look at the Chargers' schedule, they have to play like a lot of good teams. They have to play teams to make the playoffs. They got to play the best conference in the best division in the AFC conference. Like they have to play the Steelers, they got to play the Browns, the Bengals, the Ravens. They got to play the Chiefs twice. They got to play the Raiders twice, the Broncos twice. Uh, they got to play the Falcons and the Bucks and the Saints. So yeah, this is a difficult schedule for the Chargers. I mean, I can definitely see the Chargers at least winning like one more game. Like I can see them like beating the Cardinals or maybe the Ravens or maybe the Bengals or the Falcons or the Patriots, something like that. or I can definitely see them losing games like, or I can see them beating the Steelers too. Like, I can definitely see them losing games like the Panthers or like the Saints or something like that. Like, yeah, I think the Chargers are gonna land somewhere from like 7 to like. I think they'll land somewhere from like 6 to 8 wins this year. I'm going with 7 because I think the Chargers could definitely be close to making the playoffs. And I just don't really think the Chargers are going to be good enough to make the playoffs because I just really think, is even though Justin Herbert is a good quarterback, like I just don't think they have the weapons on offense like a Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Austin Eckler. Like they don't have a lot of skilled players on offense anymore. Like I don't really know how the other receivers are going to be in day one. If it's going to be Quentin Johnson, will he step up? Will Lad McConkey step up? Like who knows? Like, I don't know who their go-to guy is. Like, I just have questions about the Chargers' offense. But their offensive line is pretty strong. The defense is totally okay, but it's just up and down. The pass rush is getting a little, like, it's pretty good. But guys, like Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. And the secondary is okay, but not great. And I kind of feel like that, Jim Harbaugh, is probably going to give them a boost. And I think the Chargers will stay competitive in some of their games, but I kind of really feel like this is a year I think the Chargers, just don't make the playoffs. I think that this is a team where I think they'll be back in the playoffs next year. So, yeah. So that's how I see it for the Chargers 7-10, but I'm hoping they prove me wrong, but that's how I see it. I feel like 7-10 is where I have the Chargers going. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, how you feel about the Chargers and all that. Well, this is Emmanuel Jones from Big Fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later in the next video. Peace.